In today's video, we have an upgrade priority guide, some laboratory starter guidance, and how long should it take to max out a Town Hall 13 in 2024. What's going on, my friends? My name is Joe. Welcome back to the show, and today would be episode 1 of the Town Hall 13 free-to-play series in 2024, day number 1, and I cannot believe that we are back at this level again, only for you guys, because the last time it took like 6 to 7 months to fully max out. Hopefully it's a little bit shorter this time around, but it's actually really important that we start a new series right now because the heroes just went through a major transformation in the last update about 3 weeks ago. We have this new hero equipment that we have to upgrade, and as you can see, I don't have a lot of ore, nor do I have a lot of levels, and that means that I have to do a lot more attacking in order to collect the daily star bonus, and I also need to be in clan war a lot more often and win. So we have to do a lot in regards to our upgrade priorities and kind of drastically change how we do those things compared to stuff in the past. But first, what's new at Town Hall 13? Well, we do get the 4th hero in Clash of Clans in the Royal Champion. Very important hero. It kind of changes the back end of your attacks. We also unlock the new scatter shot. There's actually 2 of those that we need to build. And then we also gain some new traps. So I'm going to go ahead and build the traps and the champion, and we'll get into our priority base. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into our upgrade priority listing. Now, this base is linked down in the description below if you would like to follow along with me, and the mindset here is more war related. So all the buildings on the top side of the base are not upgradable for this level, so we're going to be focusing in more down here on the bottom section, which is mostly resources and offensive buildings, but you'll also notice that our heroes are pushed back just a little bit, and there are no scatter shots. We're going to wait a few weeks on the scatter shots. That way we can keep that war weight down. That way I can try to help my clanmates win, because we need to win to gain the most ore in clan war. That totally rhymed. Anyways, so the very first building that we're going to be upgrading will be the laboratory, and that's because we fully upgraded everything at Town Hall 12, and we need to start upgrading troops. So that's going to cost us 5.5 million elixir. The second upgrade will be the clan castle, and that's going to cost us 10 million. So let me go ahead and claim some elixir from the treasury, and by upgrading this building, we do gain 5 additional troop housing space, which means that we can bring a little bit more troops on defense and offense. Very important. So we're going to go ahead and spend the elixir, and we're going to use a book of building to get that knocked out. The next upgrade will be the Royal Champion, and I don't think I have a book, but we do need to spend off our dark elixir. So I'm going to be following that guidance that I provided you in the last video where I talked about the use of hero potions, and I also showed you a really cool comparison between low-level heroes and high-level equipment. That video will also be linked down in the description. The next upgrades that we're going to be doing will be involving our army camps, but unfortunately I have 2.9 million elixir, and I think I do have a rune of elixir, but that's a little bit too much waste for my taste for a free-to-play player. So I'm going to have to grind out 9.6 million elixir, so 7 million elixir to put these down. So the 4 builders that are remaining will go on the 4 army camps. That way I can boost my housing space from 280 points up to 300 points of housing space, bringing more troops into battle, which will basically allow us to copy a lot of the Town Hall 13 armies that we see on YouTube. Then after we complete our army camps, we're going to knock out our storages in the dark elixir storage, elixir storages, and the gold storages. That way we're not wasting all that elixir from the runes or the gold. And then we're going to move into the barracks. By upgrading the barracks, we also unlock the Dragon Rider, which means that we can apply that to the Hydra, which is dragons, Dragon Riders, and a lot of times the super minion clone blimp. I know it's very technical, but it's a really cool army. Then after that, we're going to be upgrading the Dark Barracks, which will unlock the Apprentice Warden, followed by the Spell Factory to unlock the Recall spell, and then I think we'll go ahead and upgrade the Blacksmith, although you can push this one back in the priority listing, because if you don't have high level equipment anyways, it's just really kind of a waste, because you can upgrade the equipment at Town Hall 13 to level 16, if I remember correctly. No, it's level 15, but if you have low level equipment, it doesn't really matter anyways. And then we got the heroes after that. Now, I'm not gonna put all the heroes down at once because that means that I'll have to bail out of Clan War anyways, so we're probably gonna go one hero at a time with the Grand Warden and the Archer Queen after the Royal Champion, and then we'll do the Barbarian King last. After that, we should be able to work our way into defenses by building the 2 scatter shots and upgrading them to level 2. Then we'll upgrade the Town Hall all the way to the maximum level for the weapon, which is 5. Then we'll upgrade the Eagle Artillery, the Inferno Towers, the Expos, and then we'll probably do traps when I'm not really feeling like farming, you know what I mean? When I don't feel like grinding the game. And then we'll do Wizard Towers, Air Defenses, Hidden Teslas, Archer Towers, Cannons, Expos, and Mortars. Now, the problem here, just keep in mind, just so if you're not aware of this, the Expos, Wizard Towers, Archer Towers, Cannons, and the Hidden Teslas have 2 levels. That's where things slow down drastically. Now, when it comes to walls, since all of our buildings at the beginning of our priorities are elixir upgrades, we're gonna be dumping that gold into walls for the next couple of weeks until we get a lot of this stuff knocked out. Once we transition into upgrading defenses, that's when we're gonna start dumping the elixir into walls and kind of offsetting. That way we don't have a ton of waste. Does that make sense? So that 14 million gold that's sitting up there right now, that's gonna go into walls after the video. Now let's go ahead and get into our laboratory guidance. It's really an opinionated topic because I can tell you, you should upgrade this and this and this, but in reality, most of you guys are more than likely going to upgrade the Electro Dragon and use it for both farming and war, correct? Yes. Now, I prefer the ground army, so I'm more than likely going to focus more in on the Super Bowler Smash first or the Minor Hog Rider Hybrid Attack. So that would mean that I'm going to upgrade the Healer, the Wizard, the Wall Breaker. We're also going to upgrade the Baby Dragon for funneling purposes, more than likely the Yeti for any Flame Flinger action, and we're more than likely going to be upgrading the Bowler from the Dark Elixir troops. And that's going to shift. I'm going to focus on one army first and then start upgrading the troops for the next army. Does that make sense? But if you're more of an air attacker, you would more than likely want to upgrade the Balloon, the Dragon, the Dragon Rider once you get that unlocked, and probably, I don't know, maybe the clone spell because of the super minion clone. Just a thought. And yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at when it comes to the laboratory. We're more than likely going to start out with the healer first. Now, how long should it take for us to max out at Town Hall 13? Well, first things first, if you're in a priority base, make sure you always change back to your defensive layout, and I'll be sure to provide you a new base in the coming days once I get a new one myself. Now, when we jump into the Clash Ninja website, this is where things get very interesting because I want you to see that completion status. We got 58% on structures, 66% on the lab, 53% on the heroes, and 57% on the walls. It's the equipment. Look at that, 21% on hero equipment. And I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to max that out in the current economy of that resource because we only are able to get it in 2 free-to-play ways, by doing the daily star bonus and by doing Clan War. Now, if you want to spend your gems in a trader, by all means, that's another method. But when it comes to the timeline for maxing out a Town Hall 13 right now, as of January of 2024, with 6 builders, it's going to still take 6 months, 25 days, and 22 hours. Our laboratory is going to take 8 months, 29 days, and 0 hours. So that means that we're more than likely going to need to still pull the laboratory or the research potions from the trader by doing raid weekend each week and trying to speed that thing up as much as possible.